Disaster Artist. Everyone's talking about it, including us.
Yeah, we're here right now to talk about it.
Yeah.
You saw it today.
This would be an example of us reviewing the movie The Disaster Artist.
I saw it. This wasn't really planned. I saw it Monday night, and you saw it tonight, which is Tuesday night. So look at that. I know my days of the week.
No, you don't, because you saw it on Sunday night.
Shit, I did.
Yeah. That was like
that was the most unintentionally comedy thing ever.
Right, and that was the most like simple brag that still ended up being a wrong brag. It's being like, oh, well, me just got 10 fingers. Oh, fuck,
just
I have 9 fingers.
Old me.
Yeah.
Just humble old me knowing the days of the week.
Unintentionally funny works because that's exactly what this movie is about.
It's the only kind of humor that I know.
Now, neither of us had seen The Room, correct? Neither in full.
I'd seen a good portion.
So you
of
got it.
Yeah.
You knew, so this is the tale of the guys who made The Room, which was a 2003 film that was fucking terrible and is a cult classic for how bad it is and how awkward and just bizarre the lead character and producer, director, writer, whole shebang, Tommy Wiseau was.
Official synopsis. With the Disaster Artist, James Franco transforms the tragicomic true story. Tragicomic. Have you ever heard that word?
No, but that describes my life.
That's very true. Tragicomic true story of aspiring filmmaker and infamous Hollywood outsider Tommy Wiseau, an artist whose passion was as sincere as his methods were questionable, into a celebration of friendship, artistic expression, and dreams pursued against insurmountable odds. Based on Greg Sestero's best-selling tell-all about the making of Tommy's cult classic disasterpiece, The Room, the greatest bad movie ever made, The Disaster Artist is a hilarious and welcome reminder that there is more than one way to become a legend, and no limit to what you can achieve when you have absolutely no idea what you're doing.
That synopsis was really big on the mashup compound words.
Yeah, it really was. I do love
Disasterpiece. That's
so great.
I hadn't heard that, but it does describe my life.
That's the second straight week in which we've done wordplay on Masterpiece, because Babes in Toyland had the musical number Monsterpiece.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
We got a Monsterpiece, and now we have a Disasterpiece.
This movie was better than Babes in Toyland.
Yeah.
But they're both similar in that they're both disasterpiece. So, like, I would consider Babes in Toyland to be a disasterpiece. It's a Cincinnati-piece. Ooh.
It is a disasterpiece. It's basically like a disasterpiece version of The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So this movie is fucking beloved. Was gonna be beloved. I sound like an asshole saying that already. It has a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Got
a problem with that?
I got a little problem with that. Yeah.
Debut a new segment called "You Got a Problem with That?"
Yeah. You got a problem with that? And then you have to say so people can tell that you're turning and crossing your arms.
You got a problem with that?
I'm DJ Bean, and I've got a problem with that.
It's like the Family Guy. You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah.
This is your segment.
I
got a problem with that.
And I got a problem with that. I looked up today, I was mid-rant about Jack Antonoff, and I looked up and one of my coworkers was recording it on her phone. I was like, how fucking long has that been running? She was like...
19 minutes.
Right, yeah. She was like, I'd never heard someone say Jack Antonoff so many times.
On my phone.
Yes, yeah. I had to use 6 burners to get this whole thing. Because it was a fucking thing where my coworkers was like, eventually this sounds like I don't like this coworker. Love this coworker. But this coworker was like, eventually you'll like Getaway Car. No, I fucking like, please. It's not a I don't like it yet kind of thing. And I don't dislike Getaway Car. It's just not. It's not the best. Yeah,
car. It's fucking rules.
Yeah, get out of here. Eventually you won't love it that much. All right. So, it was good. I considered it good. I'm glad I watched it. I had not seen The Room, but I was told by many people. That means I was told many times by Jeff Israel that right. You don't need to see The Room, and that it was made very well for people who did not see The Room. From seeing it, I feel that way because I fully understood it, but I also wonder if
our guy Patrick was very adamant that you should see The Room before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before seeing this movie. But that was before this movie came out.
So that's a new segment called I'm Patrick, and I'm not totally sure what I'm talking about. First time for everything. Patrick's fucking brilliant.
Patrick knows what he's talking about even when he doesn't know what he's talking about.
He is. Oh my god, that guy's a savant. We should have him on again soon. So did we like it? Out of 4 points.
Out of 4 points, I'm going to give it a 3.8 out of 4 because I really, really liked this movie. It was just a really fun time. It kind of felt like a documentary slash reenactment, and it was just like it was a disaster piece. It was just fucking. It wasn't a disaster piece. It was just like a really fun movie that I felt like all the performances were really good.
All the performances were really good.
Had a million people that I liked in the movie. I think one of my favorite parts of this movie was just the 90 straight minutes of recognizing people and being excited that they were involved with this movie.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with that because you don't want it to distract from the movie. But this is, if any movie is okay, like, because you don't want to go fucking Austin Powers, where eventually it just became so many fucking cameos, and you're like, what the fuck am I watching here? Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? What happened to Elizabeth Hurley? She wasn't a fucking fembot. That was a fucking cop-out.
Yeah, but for like something like this, you can get away with it because it is so linear, and it kind of it stays on the exact same storyline, and it just has like role players. And all like it wasn't super cameo heavy, but it was just like people that I really liked playing supporting roles.
I thought that the person who stole the show, I forget his name all the time, bald teethy guy from The League,
Paul Scheer.
Paul Scheer. I thought that he gave the best performance in the movie.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He was awesome.
He didn't give the best performance in the movie because that obviously goes to Franco.
Oh yeah, that's true. But like Paul Scheer wasn't. He was one of the few characters. Actually, that's not true. I think that there were a lot of straight men in the movie because James Franco's character was so fucking crazy that
like
everything is right.
Yeah.
Exactly, everything is kind of balancing out how fucking ridiculous this guy is. But I thought that he was really great, and that when he would blow up at Franco, it was awesome. Dave Franco, I rarely have complaints about. I know that people think that he makes all the same fucking faces and he talks in the same voices. Well, they always fucking work. So suck my dick.
But
I give it.
But if he's playing a real life, Dave Franco should not play real life people. He should not portray anybody in real
like
life
the everyman
other than Dave Franco because it's just so hard to believe Dave Franco as anybody else.
He was playing a 19-year-old kid who's all fucking champing at the bit. It's champing, not chomping, to become an actor and go to Hollywood. I totally buy that.
Yeah, but it's also like it's very hard to look past the fact that it's Dave Franco, and if you're recognizing Dave Franco, the dynamic of recognizing that that's his brother is it's a weird thing. It's hard.
If you watch that movie though, and you are more distracted by how crazily Dave Franco it is, then James Franco deserves every Academy Award in the world because he was fucking classic, wild and crazy Franco. He can do no wrong too, though. I think that I don't know if this like people consider James Franco to be like one of the greats, right?
I don't think so. I think at one point people recognized that he was like a really weird guy.
Yeah, I remember that. All the gay rumors.
No, like just really weird, and like he was doing art, doing.
That's
poems.
Not to suggest that gay is weird. You can't shut the fuck up. But like there were just a lot. Like people were saying a lot of things about him. They were like, "Why is he going to school?" Blah blah. Well, like why doesn't he have like a wife and shit like that?
It felt like he was really trying to force being a Renaissance man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I think that he's since kind of reeled it in and been like a passion project kind of guy.
Yeah.
And now I think that he's getting back into his stock is rising again because before it was sinking a little bit. He was hitting on like 14-year-olds on Instagram at one point. It was that allegedly. But we had the discussion at some point in the not so distant past the Franco power rankings. And I think we might have put Dave above James.
Above James, yeah.
But That's not the case anymore. I think James is above Dave. Both.
James has legend status, and Dave doesn't have that yet.
Well, I think we may have discussed it in the looks department because that seems like something that we would do. But I think I would put.
I think I put James ahead of Dave. I think because like James is
he's cleaned up.
No, but like James is just like attractively shitty, and Dave Franco's a fucking cute kid. James Franco is shitty and hot, and that is...
Well, I think at one point James let himself go, and he kind of looked like a dump.
He's done a lot of Wahlberging of late, taking a lot of roles where he can show off that, yep, good pecs.
He was in great shape for this movie.
Good looking booty. I gave this a 2.6 on whether or not I liked it.
2.6?
Yeah.
What's your complaints with it?
Just, I only laughed a few times. It wasn't as stimulating as I thought it would be. I thought that it would be like, you can't fucking take your eyes off this shit because of how insane it is. And I just never really got that feeling. But great performances, just not as captivating as I thought it would be.
I thought it was everything that I wanted it to be and more.
I know that I'm going to be the outlier here, and I'm very surprised that I didn't fucking that I wasn't head over heels.
I just thought it was I really think that the best word that I can describe the movie as is just like fun. It is a very fun movie.
Yes. How did everybody look out of 2?
This one's really difficult because they're not really supposed to look good.
Right.
Like James Franco.
So like James Franco gets high marks for his shitty beard or Dave Franco gets high marks for his shitty beard because his shitty beard is just like the fucking dude's shitty beard.
And James Franco doesn't look great, not supposed to look great. His body was very good. We've already gone over this. Yep. I don't know. I think I would give it a 1.5 because I feel like everybody looked sort of like they were supposed to look, except for the kid from the Hunger Games.
Oh yeah,
who had that like really
just
weird,
intentionally bad wig. Yeah, that was confusing. I think that was where they were kind of going out of the way to show that it was a shoddy project. I give it 2 out of 2 because 2 things. Alison Brie always looks gorgeous.
Oh my God.
But the scene where they go to a taco restaurant to tell what's his name, Tommy?
Yeah.
Tommy, that Greg is moving out. She's just wearing a very great casual going out to dinner attire. Like if I was on like an 8th date and saw that, it was just like a kind of a casual thing, and that whatever that outfit was going on, I'd be like, man, 8 great outfits. Just save the best one for number 8. Pretty cool.
Can't believe it took us this long, but we have not mentioned that Zac Efron was in this movie.
Oh, right. Zac Efron's in it. Yeah.
Yes.
And he was great. I thought he was great.
He was
played like just like a jacked up actor.
Yeah. Who is this? I don't remember her being.
Well, the big one for me is that Zoe Richard Deitch, Zoe Deutsch. What's her name?
I don't know.
You don't know her name?
I don't know who you're talking about.
She was in Zaddy's Home, and she is in Everybody Wants Some.
Oh,
just an unbelievably pretty face, and also
she's gorgeous.
A very, very good body.
You know who I love was in this movie, and she's very underrated. June Diane Raphael.
Who's that?
She is the blonde woman.
Oh, yeah, the girl.
No. She's the blonde woman who I don't even know what she's from, but she might have some relation to Paul Scheer because I'm seeing her in pictures. This woman right here.
Oh, yeah. She's awesome.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she was in Flight of the Conchords.
She's like an older woman, and she's just like really gorgeous. She
was in Year One.
Wow, she's Paul Scheer's wife. Good for him.
Nothing ever surprises me, man.
Nothing ever
surprises me. But the girl, the lead girl, the blonde girl.
Yes,
I think that she's really pretty, and she was in the For a Good Time Call movie with Seth Rogen's wife. So maybe that's how she got involved.
There's
in that
a
project.
lot of like, There's a lot of hey,
this
I'm
person
gonna
knows
put
that
my
person,
friends
and
in this movie.
Judd Apatow was in it.
Yeah.
I don't know how Franco and Seth Rogen were able to bag that.
But I mean, like that's and Judd Apatow played the biggest asshole ever.
Yeah, I wonder if that actually happened.
It might have, but
I think it's more likely that he's like the big. He's the
just
obvious
a
big
Hollywood
name. They
shot.
know that they could. Right. Yeah.
So like
that
decision
maker.
He may have played like that. May have happened to Tommy Wiseau
with somebody
else.
Yeah.
But they can convince Judd Apatow to be an asshole because he kind of like likes them. So.
Are we stealing anything from it? I am giving this a 0.00 because I already laugh at really bad shit that is very inappropriate to laugh at. So I can't steal that move.
Very inappropriate.
What Tommy Wiseau, like all the dialogue, he goes like ha 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 ha. It's shit that you're not supposed to laugh at. The scene where he's talking about the girl getting hit, and he's like ha ha, funny story, Mark. Like I wouldn't do that, but I laugh at like dead people. I laugh at.
I would give it a. I'm also gonna give it a 0 out of 2, but. It's for a much different reason because anything that you're going to steal from this movie, you're going to steal from The Room and not the Disaster Artist.
Nice little technicality, bud.
Yeah, it's just like it's basically just a recreation of the Room. So
yeah,
that's what it is. And some guy responded to me because I tweeted about seeing the Disaster Artist and how much I liked it, and he was like. Some guy on Twitter responded to me. He was like, "Hey, have you seen The Room? It's the movie that this is kind of based on."
Oh yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I was like, "Kind of based on?
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about?"
And Twitter's kind of based on being a psychopath. Like Jesus. Is it problematic? This one's actually tough for me. I have no idea how to answer this. I think I'm going to wait for you to give an answer and steal from you because, like, they're not making the only person they'd really be making fun of is Tommy Wiseau, and I'm assuming he's on board with this because otherwise they wouldn't have fucking made it. So
yeah, I mean, like I think this is the most difficult. Is it problematic that we've ever had?
Because we don't know what we want it to be.
Right, because I think because it's a movie about a disaster piece that you kind of want it to be problematic, but that's also tough because anything that's problematic presumably actually happened.
Yeah. So yeah,
like,
that's true actually.
I think the most problematic thing that happened in the movie was Tommy's treatment of the female lead in the movie.
Yeah,
where he was like a real asshole.
But that sounds like maybe it happened.
Oh,
you would think it did.
It would,
yeah,
absolutely. I think it. I mean, it's based off the book. Which
if they're making
goes
fun
way
of
more in
how
depth.
weird he is, it would be very mean to then also add in like, also we haven't hurt this guy enough.
Right.
Let's make him into a fucking woman-hating monster.
Here's the true story of how weird this guy was and why. Like, he's so weird that it became a cult classic. But we have to exaggerate how weird he was.
Yes,
and we're going to add things on top of that. So I think I'm going to give it a. I'll play it down the middle. A 1 out of 2.
Yeah,
just because I'm having trouble.
I'll give it that too.
Do you have a favorite scene from this movie?
Favorite scene from the movie. I mean, I laughed when they were watching, when they were at the screening or at the premiere, and Jason Mantzoukas says, I don't like this.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty great. I thought the premiere scene was a little overdone. Like, everybody was fucking screaming, laughing in the theater.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not the way that it happened. I don't know. That felt a little exaggerated to me because I think that it's... When you have, like, a piece of shit movie and you go in not expecting it to be a piece of shit movie... that you don't immediately have the reaction like, okay, I'm just going to enjoy this for it being as terrible as it is.
Yeah.
I feel like that comes with time. But my favorite scene in the movie was Megan Mullally, who plays Dave Franco's mom.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
When Dave Franco goes to move to L.A.
She gets sassed hard.
With Tommy Wiseau. Just like the interactions that Dave Franco's mom Greg in the movie has with Tommy Wiseau is just fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's just
because
the
he
back
really,
and forth. Like, he really has no awareness whatsoever.
Oh, well, definitely not. But most of his interactions in the beginning are with people in a world that he's created. So, like, he adopts Greg as, like, his friend and his brother and all that shit. So they have this weird fucking world that they both kind of understand. But in the beginning of the movie, for, like, the first, I don't know, like, 25 minutes, he's only really, like, existing in that world. So when he has to step out of it to have, like, a mother be like, where are you going with my child? He just does not know how to work that situation at all.
Did you get like vibes that they wanted to fuck each other, or like that Tommy
that he
wanted
might
to fuck
have
Greg?
I
did.
I got
points.
there was some vibe. He was like protective of him.
He was
in
very
like a creepy
jealous.
way. Yeah,
he was very jealous of
Alison Brie.
Of Alison Brie and their relationship.
Yeah.
But also, like, he made a joke about, hey, we're going to share this bed.
Yeah.
And then quickly was like, just kidding.
Yeah.
And, like, there were just, like, subtle references to, like, maybe they wanted to
I don't think that Dave Franco did. Yeah.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know. All right. Let's add them up. Let's see.
It's the worst that I have to... carry the one. We're doing math here. Chucking the change. Carry the one. Divided by 2. Here we go. Okay. Do you have your score?
5 more minutes.
Wow, my score is way lower than I thought it would be.
Mine's not high. Mine is.
I did not.
Yeah.
This movie is not a hit.
I did not. I like that when they showed those side by side. He absolutely did not do that in the original.
Well, it was not that accentuated.
Yeah, he was just like, I did not
hit it.
Yeah, and he was like,
and Franco was like, I did not.
I have it at a 5.8 out of 10.
I have a 6.3 out of 10.
Ooh.
Unless I screwed up my math, which is
I don't
a very
think so.
possible thing. 6.3 out of 10, which is surprisingly low, but
it shows it's a fair rating system.
It shows that our rating system is unique because, again,
because a lot of times when we get our scores, we're like, I don't feel that way about it.
But I think the important thing to take away here is that did we like it is a 3.8 out of 4 for me.
Yeah. Okay. And beautiful.